Roland, like the name Roland.
From the hit Dark Tower movie.
Oh my god, have you seen the reviews for that?
Is it
I
that
saw
bad?
I saw a 0.5 out of 10,
I don't know about that.
but I think somebody was ripping on it on Twitter.
I think New York Times didn't like it. IGN gave it a 5.5, which is mediocre on their scale. I've seen nothing but bad reviews so far.
All right, well that solves that. I was going to watch it after I was
Did you read
done.
the books?
I'm halfway through. I wasn't
okay.
gonna. I wasn't gonna watch the movie until I was halfway.
I believe it's a Sony film, so that explains a lot.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
Well, that all right.
You have to go to Marvel.
Don't have to worry about that.
Hang on, I want to double check that though. I don't want to be
Matthew
criticizing.
Matthew McConaughey passed on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 to be in that movie. They wanted him to play Star-Lord's dad.
That would have been a horrible decision.
Yeah, that was weird.
Not necessarily. Again, you like until
I thought, what's his name?
Yeah, you did a really good job, but you never the what ifs you can never really say because you wouldn't have known any different.
Right.
Yeah.
So 6 out of 10 on IMDb and 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. Just another.
Is it just me, or is Rotten Tomatoes scale really unbalanced?
Then I have a choice how they do the Rotten Tomato scales.
No,
Okay,
I don't think so. Anyway.
so Rotten Tomatoes, the way they do their scores is they do it pretty much a thumbs up or thumbs down from each individual reviewer, and the score is reflective of how many thumbs up and thumbs down they have. So, for instance, if you and me and Ryan are critics and we go and review a movie and we all give it a 61% to Rotten Tomatoes, that is a fresh score, right?
Okay.
So they don't give a shit between a 61 and 100. So if we all give it a 6.1 out of 10 and they see it as fresh, they see 3 thumbs up. And then, so then what they do is they say, okay, we have 3 positive reviews. The Rotten Tomato score is 100. But they don't take into account that that 3 people are giving it a 6.1 out of 10.
Isn't that bad?
That's very bad. That's a very flawed system.
Okay.
But that's how Rotten Tomatoes critic scores go. That's why the user scores are a little bit more, I find a little bit more accurate. Or what I do with the critic score is that percentage that they give is I treat that as the percentage of the likelihood that I will enjoy that movie. So if something's like an 89, I'm not going to say I like that movie 89% of the time. Is that I will likely like that movie in an 89% chance. That's how I treat those.
I find it matches up pretty good with how I feel. So it's distributed by Columbia Pictures, which is a Sony company. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, that explains it. They're not making the Spider-Man movie, so they had to make something else shit.
Jesus.
I don't know why though. Is it one of those deals where like if the studio is like hemorrhaging talent that they can't get in good talent, and so they literally can't make a good film? It's that like vicious cycle that happens.
What director was it? Who directed it?
Hang on.
Like, what else has this director done?
Nicolas Arceau.
Oh, okay.
I've
Do
never
you
heard
know
of him.
who that is, or you just
No.
Danish filmmaker and screenwriter, best known for his 2012 film A Royal Affair, which won 2 prizes at the Berlin International Film Festival and was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Academy Awards.
They gave this guy a fantasy sci-fi action movie?
And a Stephen King property.
Yeah.
Although Stephen King movies have been hit or miss. You know what I mean?
I am so fucking excited for it.
I have no connection
wait
to
see that movie.
the original, so I don't like horror films either. So.
But it's not tied into the original movie at all. It's just another.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not as nostalgic for the It franchise.
Visually, it's pretty good.
It looks so fucking good. You guys want to go see it?
I won't be attending that.
Matt, you want to go see it?
Only if we kidnap Ryan and bring him along and
I don't give a
strap
fuck.
him to the
Anything-
chair.
That's
I-
very
Then go to jail
That's
because
very illegal,
someone
yeah.
will call the police.
yeah.
Ryan, you don't even want to go and if we go down to Landmark Cinemas with the leather reclining seats?
I don't care what the theater's like. I don't want
He's
to.
still gonna shit that seat.
Yeah.
Still gonna shit in that seat. At least it's like that. At least it's wipeable in that case.
Yeah, you could just streak that right off.
That's gross. Welcome to Day One Fatch podcast.
Is all that going in the show?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Episode 179. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. Matt Lawrence.
What's going on?
Adrian Petty.
Hi.
How's it going?
Can we call that like original? Like, can we call that the what's the not abstract but ad lib or something?
This whole podcast is ad-libbed.
Just a preamble.
No, but that was like no structure, no like.
Yeah,
this is
there's
the story,
just-
and
it's
here's
just-
like our conversation.
How do we even
just
get
a
there?
preamble.
How do we even get there? Yeah.
I don't know. I think I made fun of Adriano probably.
No,
I'm just guessing because I do that. I'm just guessing
it-
because I do that a lot.
No, it was literally about we got into the Dark Tower by. Why did we talk about the Dark Tower?
I don't know why. I don't know why at all.
Right?
I don't know. It wasn't a jab at me though. We didn't get onto it about that. Trust me, if you did take I would have retaliated. I would have remembered that and retaliated.
Oh Jesus!
So it wasn't
This
that.
is insane.
Anyway, our top stories. We got some new details on Atari's new console, the Atari box.
Ooh, doggy.
Some issues with the Nintendo Switch online app. This is the app that you need to use to communicate with other players while playing online multiplayer. So we'll get into that later.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Adriano, you'll be excited for this. Hints of the N64 Classic in new Nintendo trademark filings.
I'm excited for it because I won't be able to get it.
PS4 is leading the U.S. hardware sales again in June 2017, according to NPD. And Overwatch Doomfist now available. So, pretty limited show. There wasn't in the summertime. There's not a lot going on. Not a lot of new announcements. Just waiting on game releases for the fall and heading into the holiday
Isn't
season.
Gamescom happen? Gamescom or
Gamescom?
or what's the?
That's the German one, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't that happening soon? Doesn't that usually happen in like August?
I have no idea.
Never mind.
That would be a good time to have one though.
I could have sworn it was like a August or September thing.
Well, you could look it up on the internet.
I could if there was internet.
You got cellular.
Yeah.
You're probably not even on the Wi-Fi, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, there
but
you go.
I'm only on 3G out here.
Really?
Yeah.
It swaps between 3G and LTE,
Yeah.
or the extended area network.
I don't use LTE actually.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yep. Turn it off on my phone. I'm limited to the one below at H plus or whatever it is.
Yeah. How much battery do you think you're saving?
I don't know because I have a 6,800 milliamp hour battery in my
Then
phone.
turn it
now.
on. man.
Yeah, Matt. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm probably actually hurting my battery because it needs to do so much data.
Okay.
I'm a stubborn man.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I'm getting a new phone soon, and
All
it'll
right,
be like
fine,
LTE, and I'll go in and I'll be like, oh, turn that off.
You're gonna turn it off on your new phone.
Probably
Your new super
fucking
fast
Hi.
S8. You're gonna turn it
S8
off.
plus actually.
Oh, you're getting S8. I need to log into Hearthstone on that.
S8 plus
Still
actually.
going after that.
I need that card back.
All right. All right. What's new, guys? What's happening? What are you playing? What's going on?
Played and finished. I very rarely I replayed a game, and I finished the first Shovel Knight. Yep.
Did you use the amiibo?
No, because that's still packaged up. I should buy another one and just no. You want to know why? Is because people complained about what the amiibo did, and so they just unlocked it without needing the amiibo.
Oh, there you go.
So 2-player was locked behind the amiibo. If you wanted to play 2-player the game, you needed to go buy the $60.
Yeah.
The only other thing was so in Shovel Knight you have different color armor. It's like purple uses less mana. Red is you drop less gold. But those stats and those colors were locked to each other. Having the amiibo apparently lets you swap those around. So if you wanted the purple stats with the red armor, you could just mix and match them. Apparently that's the other thing it did, but I didn't care much for it. But I replayed that because a couple months or a month ago they released a third campaign, and they keep on releasing
As
them.
DLC?
They just tack it on in an update. So because you fight the 8 knights in the game, and then so the second one was Plague Knight, and I haven't played that one yet. And then they just came out with Spectre Knight. So those are 2 enemies that you fight, and then
So would those be are those literally just 1 and 2, or you've done 8 now you've done 10? Like there's 10 in the game.
No. So what happens is in Shovel Knight you fight 8 knights, and 2 of them are Spectre Knight and Plague Knight. And now Spectre Knights and Plague Knights campaign, you play as them before you encounter Shovel Knight.
No, I got you.
Yeah. So I wanted to play that, but I'm probably also going to rest that and then go play. Have you seen Dead Cells on PC on Steam? Have you heard about that?
I have not.
It's a very roguelike, procedurally generated side-scrolling game, which got really good reviews. I bought that, and I think I'm going to start that next.
People go ham on the side scrollers. I'm kind of
That's one of my favorite format. Like that's one of my favorite styles of games.
I find them a bit too limited myself.
No, that's like there's another one called Salt and Sanctuary that I bought that I haven't played yet. It's dark. It's a 2D.
Yeah.
It's a side-scrolling 2D Dark Souls. It
looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and I've been meaning to play that. I haven't installed. I haven't launched it yet. But I also played some GTA.
Did you fix that crash?
Yeah, it just seemed to fix itself. I don't know what was happening. But just the one day is the one mission, which just kept every time I went to the one part, it kept on crashing, and then I just put it away for 2 weeks and I went back and it was fine.
Probably Social Club.
Maybe
something was messing up with that. Probably.
Maybe I can't seem to launch that game without it though. Apparently, I should be able to not launch it. Just you only needed it to launch it the first time. And apparently, there is a way for me to launch the game without launching Social Club, and I can't figure out a way to do it. It keeps on launching it, which is really
on the console. I think it's always there. So,
which is
on PC, I would know.
Annoying. And then I'm just waiting for Gran Turismo,
which is coming out when
late September, early October. I don't remember.
They don't really promote those games.
No, they don't. They don't have
the fans
to. The fans just go to
come out.
Yeah.
What about Destiny 2?
If we do Destiny quickly and you want to, are you going to do Destiny day one, Ryan? If this guy does it,
yeah. If we're all going in, yeah, I'll do it day one.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. But I have to rush this shit.
That's another thing we're all doing. We're trying to get Adriano through Destiny, the original Destiny.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Lots of changes from when we played. You and I only played through expansion 1 and 2, not even Taken King.
But we still don't have the DLC, the major DLC packs.
No,
But I just it's a little bit of nostalgia going back to this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because right now we actually started the first expansion stuff already.
Right.
We actually did a mission.
Right.
And then we're gonna, when expansion 2 pops up, we'll do that. And then after that is, if I have time in between, I will do the Taken King. And then what's the other one?
Iron Banner?
Yeah, the Iron something.
Rise of Iron?
The Rise of Iron,
yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And I'll try to do that, and then I'll just go get the fucking disc when it comes out. You pre-ordered it, Matt?
On the PlayStation Network.
What do you get with it?
You get some sort of Arctic rifle or something. I'm going to, I should say. I haven't done it yet, but...
Do you get a theme?
I don't know about that.
I'm wondering if there's retail pre-order exclusives.
Well, there's a pre-order. You get some sort of exotic rifle, some sort of cold fusion rifle or something. I saw it on Instagram.
Which you'll probably use it for one level and then toss out.
Or they did say it was legendary, so I don't know whether it's a high level weapon.
Or it might be low level.
Can you
legendary.
even use it when you start the game? Then
my estimation would be no, but I don't know.
Are weapons even locked out like that, or is it just armor?
I'm pretty sure you.
But
can't
even
get
if you don't use
legendary.
it, and that's an exclusive gun that you can't buy back, I wouldn't get rid of it. I would just lock it away into
the vault.
Yeah, because stuff like that you can't get back.
Can't get it again. Yeah.
I'm surprised we're giving Destiny another shot though, because we were burned pretty bad the first time.
Well, I was burned. I wasn't burned by the content. I was burned by the content.
The business strategy.
The business strategy. The content definitely needs work because of the Grimoire cards. But I still had fun doing the strikes and stuff.
All right, based on what we've done so far in it, and this is a completely legit, serious question. Can either of you tell me what the fuck is going on in that story?
Yes, to an extent.
Okay. Or do you know, leading up to the point where we are,
Yes.
We just left Mars and we're about to go to Venus.
Yeah.
And we just started the first expansion. What the fuck is going on?
Well, we haven't been to Mars yet. We left Earth and the Moon.
Sorry, we left the Earth and Moon. We're about to go to Mars. Sorry.
Venus.
We've done one mission on Venus.
Oh, it goes Venus,
we need to
Mars,
finish,
not
we need to
Mars,
finish
Venus.
Venus, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So knowing where we are, what the fuck is happening in that game?
You want me to explain it right now?
Sure.
Spoiler alert. Well, just obviously.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basically, Earth has been being attacked repeatedly and used to use...
By who?
By the Darkness.
Okay.
Quote unquote the Darkness. The Darkness
The
is...
band?
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the band. Yeah.
That's such a good band.
Anyway, by the Darkness. And the Darkness includes the Fallen, the Vex, the Cabals, which we haven't fought yet, and the... what are those crazy guys?
So
The Crota guys.
So are these all different races, or are these different factions of the same race?
Basically, they're all evil, and they're basically trying to kill Earth because...
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, but basically what happened was way back, the humans went to Mars, found a round white sphere called the Traveler, and it gave us a bunch of technology and protection and crap.
It spawns the Guardians, and we're Guardians.
Yeah, like we're pieces of light. It is the light.
But
And
are
the
we
light
like? I made a human character. Was I born? Like, do I have a mother, or did I just spawn out of nothingness?
I think you were just created by the Traveler.
I was just
along with
created.
the ghost.
Okay.
Your ghost as well.
Yeah, like I don't know all that. I didn't read the Grimoire cards, but yes, we're guardians of the light.
It's some like super advanced piece of technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically the light, the Traveler, has basically been chased this whole time. They finally found him, and we were trying to protect it because it had given us all this stuff, and it basically used all of its power to protect the last city, which is where we are right now.
Okay.
And we're trying to basically fight the war, and it's getting worse because things are coming in. The fallen. What are those things? The fallen. There's the
Which ones are the Fallen?
the Crota guys. What are they?
Who's the Fallen first?
The Fallen are the guys on the Cosmodrome, the main guys. Then those guys that are like these guys have been here for thousands of years. They're all over the moon.
The creature, the more creature type guys.
What's that?
The more like creature type things.
Yeah, with the knights and the wizards.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's
The
just
wizards.
something I just can't think of the name of. So basically, what we're doing right now is we've gone to the Cosmodrome, and basically we've discovered that there's a war mind named Rasputin, and a war mind is an invention by the humans, which basically makes war decisions. He's a war mind, obviously. So basically, what happened is they found out that the Vex, which are what we're fighting on Venus right now, the Vex can simulate everything. So if the humans do something, they run a quick simulation and learn how to counter it. So what Rasputin did was basically go insane to be random, so the Vex can't estimate what he's going to do.
Okay.
And that is not in the game. That was told to me by somebody who read the Grimoire cards.
Because I have a bunch of them on my app right now.
Keep reading.
Now, how many Guardians are there? Because
This is the thing.
Everyone
I
on-
don't
everyone on
think
the-
there's
though, because-
supposed to be many.
okay, because here's the thing: that we're partied up, and there are three of us running around shooting things, but in the cutscenes, it's only ever me. Is there only supposed to be like one Guardian?
For
Because
your story.
because he's like,
But I think there are
because like it's like the Guardian has returned, like he's back. Is it like
It's because you're the newest Guardian.
I'm the
There's
newest
multiple Guardians, yeah.
Yeah,
Because the tower is for the Guardians, isn't
It's
it?
for the Guardians, and you're talking to those three people are the head Warlock, Titan, and Hunter Guardians. Yeah, those are Guardians too.
Oh, okay.
But you're the only one going through your story. So even though we're partied up with you, we're not actually with you. That's just your story.
Okay.
This is why I think that's supposed to be the whole thing where it's like become legend, but yet like the story's so weak in game that it's like learning about Rasputin and stuff is cool, but I'd kind of like there to be in a cutscene or something, or a mission of some kind.
Yeah, it's just a lot of like, all right, take on this mission, go here, do that. And it's like I don't
Protect your ghost.
Yeah, like I don't know why I'm doing any of this.
Literally, we're trying to push back the darkness and help the traveler in any way.
I wonder if they either ran out of time and didn't put a good story in there, or they didn't think people would care if there was a story or not, or they figured that people in MMOs blast through the story. They don't even read the goddamn things.
I do. I read
Because
of the little that I played. WoW, I read everything.
But that's because we come from liking stories in games. But when I see people play like freaking like SOTOR, or when I was playing WoW, people would just blast through the dialogue, get their next quest, and run off.
But maybe they're on their second or third playthrough.
Maybe,
so
but
they're just doing the game.
I just feel like they don't care.
But the thing is, though, is like to implement a whole Grimoire card system.
I think they wanted to put it there for the people who cared.
What about those like leaks or whatever from the beta or whatever?
Where there was like more story.
There was like more story, and it was in an actual location.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they ran out of time.
But they could have put those cutscenes in. Those cutscenes were done.
No.
Yeah, like there were cutscenes that were leaked, and people were saying that Bungie literally just like took it and was like, okay, and just cut it off. Now that's a rumor, but those cutscenes were like those were Destiny cutscenes, wherever they came from, and they were in locations. I was like, that's on Cosmodrome, and that's like right here.
They also found completely uncompleted levels with ghosts that you can find. Like, you know, there's collectible ghosts in like different areas.
Yeah.
People got access to this whole other new location.
I didn't know that part.
Unfinished, unlit, and everything is just like kind of empty. But there's ghosts where you can pick them up and find them. It's weird.
It's really weird.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it.
That actually creeps me out when they hide stuff like that.
That is
it's
weird. Yeah. I remember playing, and I want to go back to see if they did it, but there is a hidden level in Crash Bandicoot 3 where you have to drive one of the driving levels where you have to just like dodge stuff, and it's on like a Route 66-esque like desert highway. There's one of the signs you can knock over. And I was just fooling around in the level one day, and I wasn't like taking it seriously. So I'm like, I'm just gonna like just hit shit as I go, and I hit this sign with an alien logo on it, and all of a sudden, like he did like the finish level animation, and he just like disappeared. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it took me to like I've never seen this level before. It was another driving level, but it was an obstacle course. And then this is like before you could just like. There was internet, but there wasn't like it was difficult for me to find stuff. Years down the line, I looked it up. It was a hidden level where they were testing what would eventually become Crash Team Racing.
Okay,
but it was just cool because like that was the first time I ever found like a hidden thing. I'm like, am I the first one to know it? Like, what did I discover here? It was so fucking cool, and I would just like exit level, go back in, and do it over and over again. I'm like, what did I find?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Matt. Play anything new this week?
I don't know
Hearthstone, right, Matt?
I don't know what I've been playing. Oh, Elder Legends is on Android, so I've been doing that.
Damn it!
It
angers me.
It kills the freaking battery, dude.
I haven't played it long enough.
So does Hearthstone.
I'm almost on the story. I'm on the last chapter, I think.
Oh fuck! It angers me that game exists.
Jesus,
It really bothers me.
It's not bad.
It's not a bad game. My problem is though it rips off too much of Hearthstone.
It does feel like a knockoff.
It absolutely feels like a knockoff.
It's well done. It's not
a polish to it though. Like it still feels.
It's hard to read some stuff even.
It feels rough. Still to me.
Yes, but a lot of apps are far worse. That's what I'm saying.
That's
in terms of apps, it's well done.
Okay, it's
but
fine.
it's not. It doesn't have that Blizzard polish.
Yeah,
obviously. It feels like a knockoff.
It's just, but like if you take any other card game, whether it's Soulforge or Gwent or there's a Fable one coming out, I think, right? I haven't seen much of the Fable one, but like those games, they're very different play styles and you're doing very different things. But it's just like Legends, like all right,
they try to introduce the lanes.
Yeah, 2 heroes. You're gonna have minions. Oh, they also have Taunt and Wind Fury and Poison and like it's like okay, like I played this game already. I don't care for this.
If I was like really into Hearthstone, I might not do it.
Hearthstone's amazing.
It's boring.
Oh,
I got bored.
No, you just suck at it.
Excuse me.
You just suck at Hearthstone.
I got to sneeze here.
I played Tacoma. I recently bought Tacoma.
How long did you do one sitting, or did you finish it?
I played for like an hour.
Oh, you haven't finished it yet?
No.
Okay.
Why? Did you know something?
I wanted to know how because I wanted to do that game in one sitting. I wanted to know how long.
Did you do Gone Home in one sitting?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
All my narrative driven first person explorer games, I tried like that. Firewatch was all in one sitting. Like I try not to get up from it.
It's pretty cool so far. It looks really nice too. Although it's recommended specs are exactly my CPU. So I thought that was pretty funny.
There you go.
So it's just maxed out. Although the fans aren't running very high or anything.
Check that.
So
see what it needs.
I feel like every single time someone says Tacoma, I keep thinking of Soma, and I don't want to do that.
Soma.
I wish Soma was better. Although a lot of people like it, don't they?
A lot of people fucking love that game.
Maybe something happens at the end that makes it good.
I think, or maybe there's something in it that we just didn't like click with, or just like.
I was wondering whether we shouldn't have. Maybe it's not a Let's Play game.
Maybe, and I'm seriously considering trying that game again separately by myself because people who play that game fucking love that game.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Mm-hmm. All right, well that's it for what we're doing. Let's move on to the news stories. First up, we have the new Atari console. They finally showed off some pictures. Looks pretty nice. I don't like the red version, but I like the wood paneled version.
I didn't even see the wood. Yeah, I didn't even see the red one.
Yeah, the red one looks bad. I think they have a black one too. I think.
Are they different specs, or is it just
no same console? Okay. Just different designs. I actually think the one they're going to be pushing is the red one. I think they only made the wood paneled one for like nostalgia collectors kind of thing.
I wonder if that one's going to be limited.
Everyone's going to want that one though. I feel because it looks like the original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or at least
I
harkens back
want
to the
one.
original.
If I had money, I'd buy all three.
Yeah, well, I'm fascinated by this though because they said it's going to run current gaming content. So, like, is like Destiny 2 going to be on here?
Well,
Is
I
Battlefront
doubt it.
2 going to be on here?
Well, one guy
what do they mean?
speculated on day one of this announcement was that, and again, this is a speculation, was that it's probably an Android box with either like an Android app that runs retro Atari games, like that are built, like that app is always installed and like, built in, and then possibly you could even buy old retro games on that app, and then because it's Android, you could play other games. That would make sense.
How would you play modern titles?
Like I'm talking like modern app titles.
Ugh.
That's what they're talking about, I think.
Ugh.
Or that's what that was the speculation, and I
I pray to
kind of
God
agree
they're
with
not
that.
talking about that.
Do you really think that Atari is going to try to enter the console market again?
Maybe they might.
But what I'm wondering though is maybe they're testing the waters because people are going to buy this for the old games and just because it looks cool, right? Like,
Yes.
So Adrian, but they're going to like give you a taste of like, oh, maybe you have this Atari box, maybe you want to try out, Battlefront 2 on it or something. You know what I mean?
I get that, but unless it's like a Steam box, because we don't know much about this thing yet, right?
Yeah. Nothing in terms of specs really, or what games will be on it.
Like
even
what
retro
it runs,
games,
right? We don't know what the OS is.
Yeah.
I tend to believe it's the Android thing
That sucks.
because to
I
be
might
honest,
I might not get it then.
but to be honest, though, wouldn't that be kind of cool to have an Atari box as your set-top box? So it has your Netflix and all your other crap, and then it also has like some games on there.
I don't really need
That's
that
pretty
though.
cool. You don't because like we have the other consoles, but that's kind of cool for somebody who only retro games because there are people who do that, and then go do this now. Like that'd be pretty cool.
I still use my Wii U just to play Nintendo games. That's what's main purpose is.
How retro do you think they're going? You think they're going all the way back?
Oh yeah,
That design is reminiscent of the 2600.
but they're not.
Yeah.
Because,
And
but
I
they're
have
not,
one, so.
But they're not unfamiliar with re-releasing stuff. Like I have Activision anthology titles on PlayStation 2.
Right.
So they have re-released those titles on PS, as well as I have one of those at games consoles. It's the Atari re-release ones.
Yeah.
And I have 30 or 60 games on there as well.
I've been watching a lot of this guy. He's called the 8-Bit Guy on YouTube, and he goes over a lot of like retro game consoles and stuff. And a lot of those boxes they made, like the new ones, right? Like the crappy little kind of ones
Yeah,
you could
the
buy for
plastic
like
ones.
$30 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not running original titles. They're running like altered titles,
Cleaned up ones.
cleaned up, or just not the exact original ones. But other ones they have running like almost the exact same hardware. Some of them are literally like an Atari, or not an Atari, but what's one of the other computers that people had?
And Commodore.
Commodore. It's literally running like the Commodore in that little box. It's got like the same chips, and so it's natively running those original games.
That's cool. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, are these going to since this is officially Atari actually making this box, not outsourced to someone else. This is them making it, right? Will it have like the original 2600 games on there?
Do we know if it's really them though? Like,
I don't know.
It's probably not manufactured in like an Atari. I mean, I assume Atari doesn't have a manufacturing.
Yeah,
Right.
but
plant anymore.
neither does Sony and Microsoft. There's no Sony and Microsoft plant manufacturing.
But like those ones that like
It's
they sell
outsourcing.
at like Walmart or whatever, those are completely
I got mine at Bed Bath and Beyond.
those are completely made by someone else. They say just make us a box.
Yeah.
And that's random as hell, to be honest.
What, Bed Bath and
Beyond? Like,
I can't remember why I was in there. They're just like, all right, I'm fucking buying this. I bought one, and my neighbor bought the Sega one.
Will this have like original? Are they going to make original controllers for this too? Get the little joystick.
Re-release joysticks. That'd be so good.
I have 3 original ones at work.
I still have
Bluetooth
my
ones.
original. I have
Get
my
some
Atari
nice Bluetooth
26.
ones.
I still have my original Atari 2600. It's and the original joysticks. The problem is, though, you know what the connector is? It's not a. It's obviously not an AV cable.
It's all those pins. Is that one?
It is. It is two flat.
You need
pins.
the conversion kit, and I have that too.
I had one of those on a TV somewhere in my house. I don't know what I did with it, but it was so you have 2 flat pins and you have to a screwdriver them into a conversion like module, and then that goes into coaxial
Coaxial, yeah.
coaxial thing, and then that can go into a TV. And I remember I had to do this to get it working onto like an old black and white tube, and it ran fine. Except I don't know what I did with that. I don't think I have it anymore. If you have an extra one, Matt, I'll buy it off you.
I only have one.
Would you have, would you have an extra one? Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm hoping to get more information. I guess what we do know is that it's going to have HDMI, 4 USBs, and an SD card slot. So the game's going to be
downloadable titles, maybe.
Yeah. Although that's kind of
See that sounds to me like it's going to be the Android box with USB joysticks and then possibly just USB controllers because 4, right?
yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Nintendo Switch has launched their online app for voice chat when playing multiplayer games.
Wow! Woo!
It has.
Yeah.
Now this
I can't help
this boggles my mind. First of all, it's ludicrous to expect people to voice chat on their phone while using another mobile device.
I was talking to I think it was Tim about this, and I was talking to him about about the app being ridiculous. I can't remember whether I was talking to him about the pricing, but what I was saying is imagine you have like the best Android phone, so it's like $1,000, let's say.
Matt,
Canadian.
your watch is turned on.
Yeah,
You shook your arm.
Anyway, so so you buy a phone that's $1,000, let's say Canadian, and then you have like what's the Switch, 400 Canadian or something like that.
Yeah.
You have $1,400 of equipment, and $1,000 of it is just a chat. Now I understand you're doing more with the phone, but it's absolutely.
I never really thought of it like
it's
that.
absolutely ludicrous that
During
they're
during that time when you're playing the Switch, yeah, that $1,000 box is meant to voice chat. Yeah.
like what the fuck is going on?
And
here?
it's like here's the thing. If I'm also going to voice chat, I'm not going to voice chat with Nintendo's app. I'm going to fucking voice
You
chat with
use
Skype.
Skype or
yeah,
something.
I'd much rather use a service I'm familiar with.
Here's the
and
thing:
know
there's
it's
more
gonna work.
incentive to use something like that because you have to have the phone can't be locked. The phone has to be on when chatting through this app.
Oh my god!
Not only that, you can't leave the app to browse the internet or Facebook or whatever. It will cut off the chat when you leave the app. So your phone has to be on and running and open to that app.
God damn it!
So your
Nintendo.
battery's gonna die. You know,
God damn it, Nintendo.
and like they're supposed to be making like Nintendo's supposed to be like kid friendly, and here they are. The kids need $1,000 device. You know,
which you could get a
which
cheaper
they
one. You can get a
unfortunately
cheaper
a
one.
lot of
You
them
can,
do because it really pisses me off.
right? But now their battery's going to be dead, and they're just trying to play a game.
Yeah.
And mobile devices are only good when you have one of them. Trying to have two of them at the same time is
making it
ridiculous.
less mobile.
Yeah.
You know what? I fully agree with a Switch chatting app as an alternative. If for whatever freaking reason I want to chat with people that are playing on Switch when I only have my phone on me.
Here's the other thing: there's a headset on the Switch. So
there's a headphone jack.
So if you wanted to use that for audio, but then chat at the same time, you can't.
What the hell is happening?
Unless you want like two headphones on either side of your head.
I was told that there's and this is unconfirmed. I was told that there's some sort of adapter.
Oh, Christ.
For the phone, too.
there is, and there's a diagram that they released that you can like link them together. I think.
Now most people have their phones set to auto sleep.
Well, I have mine.
You're going to go in and turn it off.
I
unless
have
the
mine.
app just keeps it
I have
on.
mine set to 5 minutes. I keep mine.
Mine's 2.
Mine's the longest.
Any reason why? Or
Yes.
you don't know off the top of your head?
There was a reason. I'm like, I'm going to change this to 5 minutes. There was a reason I did it. I don't remember why. But ever since then, I always keep it the longest before it auto sleeps.
What's weird about this decision is like Nintendo has had voice chat on their previous consoles, right?
I don't think so.
So, no,
Wait, no, WeChat.
yeah.
But that's a dedicated app, though. I don't think you could run that.
No, people are playing. People are playing Animal Crossing. It came with Animal Crossing, the little WeChat microphone thing.
Oh,
Wii.
really?
Yeah, but I don't know whether it was like Animal Crossing allows you to do this or something. I don't know if there was some
I had no
proprietary thing going on there.
I had no freaking idea.
I mean, I think what they're probably afraid of is people voice chatting with like nefarious people online. If they're all about the kid stuff, like then
Yeah, what was their excuse for having the app? Wasn't it something?
I don't know what the excuse was.
I forget.
Yeah,
what
well,
it was.
what is the phone and the app doing to safeguard any sort of like?
Probably because the Nintendo Switch does not have the specs.
Maybe it doesn't have the RAM to
do
run
it.
run
Yeah.
both.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Can it multitask? Like, can you leave your game and then pop into like?
I have
Something
never
else?
actually used one, so
My nephew's getting one on Saturday for his birthday. He doesn't know yet.
Let's go steal it and then
Run
replace
some
it with.
tests.
Yeah.
Give it back to him all broken. Do some endurance tests.
Because
Durability test.
he's getting birthday money from some people, and he's like, I'm going to use that because then he'll have enough. He's like, I'm going to go buy a Switch with it. But little does he know that his parents are also just so on top of the.
How much money is he going to get?
So he saved $350.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Holy crap!
Yeah, but he saved from like other Christmases.
Tell me to get a PS4.
No, there's too many. Like it's too complicated for him. Like I try to give him a controller sometimes, and he still has problems going.
Me and Marty were talking about this. It's like, how do kids get into console gaming nowadays? Because like the learning curve is so steep, I feel like.
Yeah, especially a lot of them are picking up iPads, so a lot of them are used to just basic. Like he fucking rips through Minecraft on a touchscreen. Mm-hmm. I have seen I've watched his screen while he's playing Minecraft, and it honestly looks like if you took away the UI and I didn't know it was on an iOS device, I would say somebody's using a controller. But he is so fucking fast at it. I'm trying to, and I'm just like moving one finger at a time because I'm just like, I would love to have a controller right now. But he's tried, like he has played some Lego Dimensions. It's a little tough for him, but he is slowly getting into the controller thing. But now for some reason he's like also gung ho on like he wants a gaming PC. He saw my PC and he saw me use a mouse and keyboard once. He's like, he goes to his friend, he's like, I want a gaming PC now. They're like, you're not getting a fucking gaming PC.
$2,000, please.
So. But, well, yeah, he's getting a Switch on Saturday.
Nice.
And I'm getting him part of a bike that I went in with somebody else.
This is a couple years ago, but Aubrey, I think she's like 9 now, maybe? 9 or 10? But this was a couple years ago, and she couldn't understand the concept of holding down B for Mario to run faster and then hitting A to jump so you could get longer distances. She couldn't figure out how to do it.
It's muscle memory for us.
Yeah, it's muscle memory, but also just like people... I had a similar problem with my parents and like my aunt too, to a point. So you know they bought iPads and they have the fingerprint, and they're like, okay, so how do you use your fingerprint to unlock it? I'm like, okay, well, like I registered for like, okay, put your fingerprint down. We did all that. I'm like, and I gave very specific instructions: press once and release, but do not lift your thumb off the pad. They could not fucking do it. They kept on pressing and lifting their thumb. They're like pressing and just like I'm like, no. Press once. Press it. Do not press and hold, but just press, but do not lift your thumb off the pad.
And that's a little bit. I understand what you're saying. That's a little weird.
But that's how you do it, though.
You actually have to press the button to do it.
Well,
look.
Yes, on the iPad you press. Look, the screen activates.
Okay, so see right now how I have a lock symbol at the top.
Yeah.
If I don't press it,
you're holding an iPhone for the listeners here.
Yeah. Okay. So look, see how there's a lock symbol at the top.
Yes.
If I don't press the button, I just put my thumb on it. It automatically unlocks. Okay, so now it's in an unlocked state. Okay, so that could just hit it once with anything, it will unlock. But if I don't push my button there and I go and do it,
so your screen's black, totally off,
or if it's even if it's here and I go and press it, I do that, it's unlocked. The problem though is sometimes if you go and you press it too quick and you take your thumb off, it doesn't register your thumbprint. So it's like try again. So I'm telling them I'm like just to get in the habit of it. Press once, but do not lift your thumb off it. But they could not get the instruction. They kept on lifting their fucking thumb off. I'm like, you're not listening to me. I'm like, press once, but do not lift.
At no time should your thumb leave the sensor.
They're like, oh, okay. And they just go and like press it and like take their thumb. I'm like, Ma, you're fucking.
Here's what you need to do though. Is like
fucking killing me.
Place your thumb on the sensor and then hit the actual screen on/off button.
This is more inconvenient than just going like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The thing is, once they did it, somehow it fucking clicked in. They from there on out, they're able to do it. But it was
like muscle memory again.
It was the first time getting to do it. I'm like, you guys are fucking senile.
I had a hell of a time. I remember when I was younger. I had a hell of a time. My first person shooter was Nightfire, and I could not do the strafing, walking, and the turning. It took me forever to figure out what the hell was going on.
That was your first person? That was your first person shooter?
Yeah.
My first person shooter was actually PC. I remember it was Star Wars Dark Forces 2, and that was since it was mouse, it was very easy for me to get into.
Mouse made sense to me. Like I had a PC at the time. I don't think I had any shooters. I mostly played like older side scroller games.
No.
But like old Sony or old Sega games. I had like the Sega collections. But I don't know, like just because I got a PS2 and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play 007, and I couldn't figure it out. It took me probably like. Do you remember the story of Nightfire at all?
Does he fall off a scaffolding with an enemy and they're punching their way down upside down?
No.
Okay, then that's a complete. That's a complete.
Well, the
different
first
ballgame.
level, the first time you ever play is like fully guided, like it aims for you and crap, and like tries to teach you the controls slowly. I got through that. That's fine.
Is it
the
like
driving makes sense? I was on top of a fucking roof, trying to turn myself around, and I was like, "Why is it turning? Like fuck, turn!" And I was like turning right, and then turn this way, and I was like, "I don't know hell's going on here," and I couldn't grasp.
But was it also on the GameCube? Was the GameCube?
I'm sure it was. But
Okay, then I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking of. I remember playing that, but I never had a. I remember that game did something weird because there was no.
there was classic Bond controls as well as Nightfire controls because it was at the time in which we were changing from move forward, move back, and turn the camera around with the left
Yeah.
stick all in one. In comparison to move the camera with your right stick and strafe move forward back on your left. And I could not choose which one I wanted. And I was just like, you know what? The heck with this. I'm doing Nightfire controls. I'm playing Nightfire.
I try not to adjust controls on games. I very rarely do.
I think it actually asks you in this game.
I always try to do the controls that they intend for me to do, but there are
Except for racing.
Yeah, like Overwatch, I will start to customize controls. Gran Turismo, I always customize controls. I always only do the controls that I want. But you know what I remember is because I actually played, now I know which game you're talking about. Now I played both versions of that game. I played the GameCube and the PlayStation 1. And there's one thing that I was trying to, took me forever to fucking figure out on the GameCube was there's no select button on the GameCube. You have a start, but there's no select. The select button on the PlayStation silences your gun. That's how you silence the gun on the PlayStation 1. And I could not for the life of me figure out how to do it on the GameCube one because that button was missing, but everything else was mapped the way it was. For the exception of L1, because there's only Z. There's no left bumper. There's only
so weird.
on the GameCube. There's only a right bumper and then two triggers.
I hate those controllers.
The GameCube controller is super comfortable.
I
It is
fucking
one of
hate
the
those
most
controllers.
comfortable controllers I've ever held in my entire life.
It does feel nice.
Your whole hand just wraps around it and it just conforms to everything.
Yeah. But I don't think it's very practical.
It's not practical, but because like even the X, Y, A, and B are all different sizes and shapes. Like there's just like they're random placements.
Speaking of Nintendo, they filed a trademark for an N64 Classic controller. So how's your SNES pre-order going? Are those open yet?
No, they have not. They haven't even opened in the States yet.
Well, I guess Nintendo's already working on the N64 Classic.
The only saving grace is if after the N64 Classic is if they decide to do like a mega bundle. If they say we're going to re-release all three of them together in one big package.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then maybe I can forgive this whole situation.
Will we see a GameCube Classic?
I would love to.
How awesome would that be to have a little GameCube on your desk, though?
I would love to. I would love it. I don't think they will though.
I want them to do the whole line. Do the whole lineup.
Yeah, but
I want to see a Wii Classic. I want a tiny little
yeah,
Wii.
the Wii is still too old though. Or sorry, too new.
You're right, but I just want a mini version of it. That's all.
It's called the Wii.
No,
Wii,
I don't
the
want that
Wii
one.
Mini.
The originally
Wii,
exclusive Canadian one.
Yeah, the Canadian exclusive red one. That didn't.
That's so random.
That didn't
That's
have
so
a
fucking
UI.
random.
There was no you couldn't Wii Shop or buy virtual
No
consoles.
internet.
It could only play Wii. You literally, it was like a PlayStation. You just put it in the disc, you close it, and it goes right into the game.
It could have been a perfect Netflix box, and they missed that opportunity.
Yep.
This was back when Netflix was still kind of rolling out.
They fucking Nintendo.
So anyway, in N64, the controller for that one would be weird, eh?
Why would the controller be weird?
Is it an original size controller,
Yeah.
or is it a mini controller?
No, but
No, it's gonna be original.
So
yeah,
are they gonna?
because the other systems have original size controllers. It's just the unit is shrunk down. The NES Classic and the SNES Classic still have original size controllers. It's just the consoles are shrunk down.
Okay.
So it'd be weird because have you guys ever picked up an N64 controller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have three
Yeah.
like
Prongs.
yeah, and you change depending on which one you're going to.
So
There's no right stick; it's right buttons.
well, this is gonna be the first time they make new controllers, then, eh? Will these work with N64s? Do you think?
No, I doubt it. Because even the NES Classic and the SNES Classic don't
Different
use,
ports?
They use the the bottom of a Wii remote. the one where you plug in like
Yeah.
stuff to it. That's the port they use.
Even on the SNES?
That's the NES.
So they're going to be
They're probably going to do that
the
one.
proprietary port.
Yeah.
All right.
But also just like if they were to do a Wii Classic Edition, those are motion controls.
You're
And
right.
then, which means now you're also sending remotes with that, which have to have batteries
yeah.
And a sensor bar.
and a sensor bar, and like that.
That's a good point.
I don't think they'll do a GameCube because, like, to me, the division of old Nintendo, the Nintendo is the N64 GameCube division. Like, GameCube, it to me is still part of the new Nintendo line.
I just want a little cube on my desk.
I would love that too, but I don't think they will.
PS4 is leading the U.S. hardware sales for June 2017, according to NPD. I guess the Nintendo Switch was on top for a couple months during its launch, but that seems to have gone back to PS4. Xbox kind of made a couple months in between. But what's amazing to me though is that the PS4 has been super popular this generation. We're in like our third, going in our fourth year, right, of this console generation.
I think it's the community. I think it's a community again.
But but what I don't get is like there's nothing compelling. If you're going out to buy a console, there's not much compelling you to buy one or the other.
No, but it's that thing where like if you like if we all bought it, let's say, which we did, if we all bought it around launch window, let's say.
I did not technically buy my PS4.
Okay, well, we acquired it during launch window, and then like somebody like even like 2 years later who doesn't play games much is like, I kind of want to play a game, or they want to play one specific game.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to suggest the PS4 to them more than likely, or they're going to be like, oh, could we potentially play online, even if they don't intend to actually play with us online. They might as well have that possibility because the game's probably the same, like, you know, GTA 5 or something, and then they'll buy the PS4. So that like effect is probably continuing.
Mm-hmm. Here's what's crazy though. This is saying that it was driven by the release of the gold PS4 Slim console with 1 terabyte hard drive. That thing is ugly.
People love gold, man.
It's fucking tacky.
I know they love gold in Asia a lot.
It's fucking tacky.
I wonder if they're like selling it in Japan.
Trump bought a bunch to line the walls.
Damn it.
Of the White House. But yeah, Sony's doing amazingly well. Do you guys think Xbox will catch up, and this will be like the reverse of last gen, where Sony caught up in the end, last like couple years? Can Microsoft catch up, and will the Xbox One X do anything to that?
I think they eventually will, because Xbox has really changed their tone on like backwards compatibility and like.
But they're still not outselling PS4.
That's only PS4, but we're also.
And they're not doing poorly.
Yeah, they're not doing terribly.
They're not, but I think they're down by half of what PS4 is selling.
Really? Oh, they won't release the numbers, so.
Well, they do every now and then. Microsoft's less likely to release their numbers because they're weaker than PS4, so their investors will get upset. So,
yeah,
I could see them winning if Game Pass and their first party title investment pays off.
well, like they said they're going to do.
Yeah. Because that's a similar move in magnitude to the instant game collection that PS3 did.
I don't think the One X is going to help them much with that price.
I
I think that's
it.
literally for their hardcore section of gamers.
But I could see it helping them if when Game Pass starts collecting more games into the collection.
like it will probably boost them for that launch week or launch months,
Yeah.
but I don't think it will sustain.
No, but I mean, like, it releases this year, right? It releases this year. Those investments and the Game Pass like aren't really going to pick up, probably, I estimate, for like a year or more. So that Xbox One X is going to be cheaper and therefore may actually end up helping them because it's kind of future-proof at this point.
Right. I don't know. It's a crazy battle that's going on. Supposedly supposed to be good for the consumer when you got two companies competing.
When the price is super comparable, though,
Yeah.
it's questionable.
Yeah. All right, last story for the week. Overwatch has finally added Doomfist in the last update. We've all had a chance to play as Doomfist?
yeah.
That one freaking Doomfist mode was insane.
Yeah, that was funny.
So what do you guys think about the new character?
He has a lot going on. He has right off the bat, and he's one of the few characters I switch controls for because right off the bat, you have
The punch.
you have a punch. But here's the craziest fucking part: you have a left and a right. You have a shock. You have some bullets on the left and a punch on the right.
On your fist. Yeah.
Yeah. On a controller, it's mapped to the opposite triggers.
Yeah, so
Your
shooting.
right punch is mapped to your left trigger, and your left punch is mapped to your right trigger. I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. I immediately changed that.
Here's the thing, though. I just want to comment on this. It makes sense because your primary weapon is the actual projectiles out of his fist. So that's
and
usually
R2's always shooting.
That's always your right trigger.
That's what makes sense. The only other thing I can think of is if but it's like, why not have Doomfist's then projectiles on his right and his actual gauntlet on the left?
Design-wise, I guess they put it on
Design-wise. Also on PC, your primary is on your left mouse trigger. Your secondary is on your right mouse trigger.
So you think they prioritize?
They did it based around that. And then he also has he has a leap, I think is one of his bumper actions. Uppercut. He has an uppercut, and then I can't remember.
Which I can't get control of. I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
I don't know how to use it.
I can't remember what the other one is, but then his ultimate is he shoots up, so he's technically off the map. He can't be touched. And then he has like a little crosshair that you can move around, and he just can come slamming down on somebody, which is pretty neat.
It is so satisfying, though, when you charge up your fist fully, and then you just nail someone.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It really feels good.
Yeah.
And I think they said in designing him, they wanted him to feel like an old kind of classic boxing type game, and I think they kind of succeeded there.
He's a pretty decent character. I seem pretty good with him in the Doomfist mode.
That's a fun mode too, actually.
Yeah. I played as him in the one mode. I tried it. I think I tried him in a normal game. I don't think I'm going to be going there.
I don't think anyone's really great with him yet, though. Like, I find that if I find a Doomfist out there, unless he lands a good punch,
He doesn't have much health, so you can take him out.
He's an offensive character. He has 200. Like, that's it. But just like, I don't, because like as Farah, because I play Farah mainly. Like, going up against Doomfist, like I've had like a success rate of like, if I had to guess, like 95%.
Yeah,
I've died very rarely against Doomfist. It's just like, well, you can't do anything to me on the ground. I can just pelt you until you die. He has 200 health. I can get 2 shots off, and that's it. He's done.
Yeah.
And like, fucking Soldier 76 just shoots me out of the sky.
I just got the story here from GameSpot. It says Titanfall 2 should have sold better, Dev says. Well, maybe they shouldn't have launched it around Battlefield and Call of Duty.
The thing is, too, is it's pretty damn fun.
I would still consider getting into the Titanfall franchise at some point. I have it for PlayStation.
I think it was just the worst timing to release that game.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going through their minds.
No, but
why they thought it even stood a chance.
But like Soma, people who play Titanfall fucking love Titanfall.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in it to make money though. So why would you take a chance like that and think, oh, the fans? It's different enough that the fans will buy it. It's like, no, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
because you need the crossover people. Yes, the fans are going to buy it because they love the franchise, but you need the crossover people who just want to buy it casually. And they went off and played Battlefield and whatever else.
Because Battlefield's like more established, way more established. Like it was back in the old PC days.
They released the best Battlefield they have in years. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Strange business.
EA's being really weird though. Like EA went through that whole quote unquote worst company or whatever period.
So
and
stupid.
then they started doing cool things like EA Access and crap. And now it seems like, and I know DICE is the developer on Battlefield 1. But Battlefield 1 has some problems. Yeah. And it has some serious server problems. Like I used to rubber band and crap because of my internet. I got better internet, way higher than it needs to be. And I still constantly have little ping warnings and crap that pop up. I also still have problems queuing sometimes. And the goddamn planes when they blow up.
Yeah.
The frickin' 2 models that show up. Come on.
It's very strange, yeah, the bugs that are in it. Yeah.
And I think the revive bugs are still in it, I think. Where you revive and you can't shoot all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes you'll jitter, as if you're shooting constantly and you won't stop. And that's been there for a long time. What are you doing? You're supposed to be a competitive shooter. Fix the problems.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, maybe EA is getting a little too big.
The thing is, though, is Respawn made Titanfall. It's a whole different dev, team, let alone a whole different company, really.
Yeah.
And same with DICE. Big, yeah, but I'm sure there's management structures in each of those things. What the heck's going on here?
They just moved BioWare Montreal over to Motive. So BioWare Montreal's gone.
What did they do last?
They're not completely. There are few people left over. because they're still trying to support and patch the
Well, yes, but I think once that's done, I think BioWare Montreal will get shut down.
Who was it? What did they do? Sorry.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh yeah.
They were a support studio up until they EA gave them the reins on the game. They shit the
Which
bed.
is really sad. It's like here's your big shot to make a massive Mass Effect game.
The upside though is nobody got laid off.
Yes.
No, not a single person lost their job. They just said you're all being redistributed. So, and apparently, like, they quite literally got moved across. Like, Motive in Montreal is across the street from there. So they're like, okay, your new cubicle is now across the street. So, like, people just had to, like, do stuff like that. Or they got moved.
There's still talent in that studio.
Yeah,
the Mass Effect was still a decent game. They just need maybe better direction.
That doesn't make any sense. The same. It's almost like the Mafia 3 syndrome.
Yeah.
Or Hangar 13.
That sounds right.
Hangar 13.
What?
The devs of Mafia 3. Hangar 13 has some great moments, but there's like a lot of shit. And I haven't played Mass Effect, but it sounds like
are you willing to go through the shit to get to the good stuff though?
Well, they had everything right. Okay, the design was fantastic.
Andromeda?
Mafia.
Oh.
Mafia 3. The design was fantastic.
Game
you
sucks.
know the
The actual gameplay sucks.
The music was fantastic. The story was fantastic. The characters were fantastic.
I only ever played the first
They
one.
dropped the ball when it came to the endless repeatable missions. It's like, oh, you got to get into this place, shoot these guys, and then get out.
I want to know
Constantly.
though, like, and I understand that devs have like a lot on their plate. That's fine, but when a dev goes, let's design, 3 missions and make them in 50 locations and repeatable for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Does somebody go, wait, that's a problem? And somebody go, no, shut up. We need to get this done.
When it gets to that point where it's like, I just need to complete this game, that's a bad point to be at.
And I was there like 1 or 2 factions or whatever the hell they were in.
Yeah, like the
oh
districts
my
of
God.
the city, right?
What's that?
Taking over the districts of the city and stuff.
Yeah, I was bored.
Yeah.
Like fully bored.
I rushed it because I was like, I just want to get this over with.
Then why did you even do it?
Because the story was good.
The story is really good.
Yeah.
The story is really good. The cinematics are really good.
But could you have done the story stuff without doing the faction
No,
stuff?
you need to capture the city.
to force them back, to force them out of hiding.
See that?
Yeah.
See, that is a game that would not jive with me, just because, like, I don't want to do the side stuff,
Yeah.
but I have to do it to do the story.
I almost want to get the DLC just to see if they've learned and made it better. Because the DLC will just be story, really, and then good enough. It's like I'm not gonna have to retake the city in the DLC.
But that lighting, and I don't normally care about graphics.
Yeah.
But they were saying like, oh, we fixed all this crap. So I come back literally like after they patched the the racing and everything in, go and check it out. Immediately have a major lighting glitch inside of a building and I uninstalled the game. That's
Right.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. They didn't fix it. Ends that chapter.
Yeah, in close quarters, the game looks great, but the bigger areas were kind of bad.
And like for some reason, like at night and during overcast, it looks like fucking hell is coming down from the sky.
Yeah.
And like everything's all fucking like orange and there's black clouds and fucking shit's going crazy and then there's some shit going on way over there.
Yeah.
And then like there's like this huge like shadow moving across the world as night falls and it's like, what is happening? It's like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. I hope there's a Mafia 4 though.
So go back to Andromeda and the Montreal studio. What are they, since they put that whole, because they put Mass Effect on hold? Are they still going to do DLC?
Well, the rumor currently right now is that no story DLC, but multiplayer DLC, I guess. But who's playing multiplayer in Andromeda? I don't know. So
That's a big old mess.
yeah.
Hey Matt, if I wanted to play some Wolfenstein, is the 2009 Wolfenstein
Is this related to the Andromeda?
No, this is a separate
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Just didn't want dead air. If I want to go into some Wolfenstein, is the 2009 Wolfenstein considered a reboot or like a remake?
I consider it an independent story because
Independent.
I literally have never played the other ones other than multiplayer, and I knew exactly what was going on.
Okay.
Like you may remember the original one's on like DOS.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But like this is like totally like you can jump in.
Well, no, because I looked. So there's a Wolfenstein RPG from 2008, and then it goes Wolfenstein, just called Wolfenstein from 2009, and then there's 2 other Wolfenstein games from a couple. Wolfenstein New Order or New Blood, and then there's Wolfenstein 2. So I'm wondering if that Wolfenstein from 2009 is considered to be like a new, like a re-entry, like a soft reboot or like a reboot.
I would say that you're safe going there. I would say that you're safe entering that area. Because it introduces like every character in the series. There's been no point in which I'm like, who the fuck is that? Unless there's like, little like things where it's like, oh, I remember him in that game. But like, that's it. Like, I know who everybody is. There's no like, I should be expecting something when I'm not. Like, it's totally independent.
I've been thinking about playing that and go and trying Doom from May to 2016. It came out last year, I think.
Yeah, Doom's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it, but Doom is pretty good.
Problem is, I looked at the PC specs. I do not meet the PC requirement. I need to buy a video card, Matt.
Woo!
Buy me a video card.
Buy one of those new fancy ass AMD ones.
I feel like he's not going to do that.
I'm not against it. The problem is though, is I like how long is it going to last me before I need to change out again? That's my concern.
Well, if you buy the good one, it'll last a
Yeah,
while.
like it'll last a long time.
Just don't buy the cheapest one.
Well, because like if I buy NVIDIA, like I would go for like a 1080 or 1070, at least 3 gigs, probably 4 gigs.
I would say like do at least the 1080, and if you like have a big enough budget, do the 1080 Ti.
Okay. Yeah, but if I can save a little bit if I can save a couple hundred by not doing a Ti, I'll gladly go for a 1080. I don't need to do the Ti.
I mean, you say that now, and then in a couple of years you'll be like, I'm not reading.
But the thing is though, when somebody puts on specs a 1080, like, or just put 1080 Ti, the 1080 will also suffice. Like, it's not going to be that much of a difference between a non-Ti and a Ti.
Well, it depends. Do you want to upgrade every couple of years, or do you want to upgrade every longer?
Longer.
So then buy the better one.
Yeah, and you have to remember, like, some of these things are. I'm pretty sure some of them are like overclocked from the factory. Again, certain models or whatever. So we have to research that for this particular.
Yeah,
card,
it's a research part I don't want to do. That's the part that like
just do a simple. What's the best graphics card?
Yeah, no, that does not it does not work like that. It's like here's the 21 best versions of 1080 Ti. It's just like here's the gigabyte model. Here's the MSI model. It's like I don't like.
But I have to congratulate AMD on the design of those cards.
The Vega cards.
Yes.
Should I get a Vega card?
Every card I've seen from NVIDIA looks horrible. Looks like every single graphics card I've ever seen. But these new AMD ones are incredibly gorgeous.
I don't give a fuck because I'm just going to be on my computer. I'm never going to see it.
Well, yes, but I mean, it looks nice.
Should I get an AMD card, Matt?
If you do, I'd wipe Windows.
Why? Why is that? Why is
Literally,
that
the instant I put that Vega, like if I had your computer and I take your NVIDIA card out and I put the new one in, I'd make sure it works, and then I'd immediately go to settings, recovery, reset this PC.
But why?
Because you're changing driver sets, and I don't want old driver shit on my Windows.
You don't.
Is there no way just to delete those old drivers?
I mean, you could do like a clean uninstall, and then blah blah blah.
I really don't like the idea of.
There are so many times where I'm sitting on my computer. I'm like, I'm switching on Windows 10. It's like, okay, settings, recovery, reset this PC. Okay, reinstalling Windows.
No, I've done a very good job of keeping my PC clean. I want to never have to reformat. Very rarely reformat my computer.
You shouldn't ever have to.
Luckily, on Windows 10, it is as simple as a few button clicks.
Although again, on the 8-Bit Guy channel, he was had an old computer from the 80s, early 80s. He's like, this is how you reset it. You literally hit a button, and the entire computer's reset.
There you go.
Because it doesn't actually store any data. All the data was on cards or old floppies and stuff.
Or there's no battery in there to retain.
If there was ever a glitch, you just literally hit a button that resets it, and it was reset in a half a second.
Pretty good.
Done.
Should have those today. Blue.
All right, that's it for this episode 179 of the Day One Patch podcast. We're on the YouTube. Subscribe to us on there.
One last thing. You play Tacoma on your Mac?
My new MacBook, yeah.
Is there an SSD in there?
Yep.
Okay, because in the
required is
it wasn't required. It was recommended. It's
recommended.
Recommended. Please play on an SSD. I'm like, all right, fuck that. But I have a hybrid. I have a hybrid.
The minimum spec says hard drive is fine.
I don't go by minimum.
The recommended, but I'm saying it's possible.
Yeah, yeah, but also I have a hybrid drive, so I don't know how that would work.
No,
because it's because portions of it is an SSD. It just takes
the cache,
but it's not going to store the game on the SSD.
I think it takes the most frequently used files. Like it takes I think it takes what it sees I use the most and puts it into the SSD.
Yeah, but it builds up a cache.
Depends on how big your hybrid drive is, though.
It doesn't say, it's all mixed together. Like there's no division in the
But there is a physically
there is a physically separate
and it's
thing.
usually like 64 gigs or something like that. So I don't know if it could store the entire game. Although the game's not that big.
It's not that big, but
I'm done with hard drives personally.
I'm with Matt on this one.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm totally with Matt.
I went and bought just a Samsung SSD for my laptop, which I've been having like performance problems for like 2 years. Did
you got
that?
a bloop,
That's
right?
it,
White
done.
Windows, bloop.
And, yeah, I installed new Windows on it, and it runs really fucking well. So that's it. SSD, and that's it.
Yeah, but just the sizes that bother me. Like,
Yep,
they're
But the
very-
benefit is so
It is literally like 1,000. Like this is like the snake oil of this generation.
Yeah,
a
but
hard drive
how
to
big-
an SSD is literally like 1,000 times.
Yeah,
if not
okay.
more
How big?
faster.
How big is the SSD on that MacBook?
500.
I bought a 500 as well
How much was that?
on sale for $203. I think $203. And you gotta remember, this is a Samsung drive, so they were pretty expensive. Samsung Evo.
They're nice too.
Maybe
They're nice looking too.
because my hybrid is mainly at 2 terabyte, and then the portion that's
I mean,
It's a lot of
I'm gonna keep mechanical ones around in externals to store data, but I'm not gonna run my system on there ever again. Like never. That's it. Like, but if it doesn't fit in the budget, then that's it. I can't have a computer then.
The prices will come down too.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you say that.
No, they do, Matt. They physically do come down. Mechanical hard drives, a 2 terabyte used to be
No, but
super
SSDs
expensive.
went down and now they're going up.
Well, so did mechanical hard drives.
That was due to that weird landslide problem.
But I'm just saying, prices go up and down, but they generally trend downwards. These aren't going to stay this expensive forever.
That's a good question though. Like, I mean, I haven't really researched this, but like, there was like was it a landslide?
Yeah, it was a big
Yeah.
massive.
It was actually a landslide.
Yeah,
I thought for some reason I thought that was like
it was an earthquake, I think, and then a landslide.
Oh, because I actually thought that it was just like that was what we called that like problem.
lack of hard drives.
Yeah,
The landslide.
It's a landslide. Yeah.
I actually
yeah,
didn't know it
the
was a
hard
real
drive
landslide.
landslide. I didn't imagine a bunch of hard drives coming down an actual landslide.
I mean, it's been years. So I can't remember. But like, I want to know, and I'm sure there's a reason out there that we can look up as to why SSDs are going up right now in Canada. I don't know if they're going up elsewhere.
because of our shit dollar right now.
I don't think.
Hey, our dollar's doing pretty good now.
Yeah,
It is,
like
it
it's-
is rebounding.
It wouldn't be going up as much as they are.
Yeah, I can't even guess because I have no information. So
There you go, listeners. Here's some homework for you.
they're still relatively new though. So
I don't know about new. I wouldn't say new at all
I think they're still pretty new.
because people were using SSDs before I built my computer. I'm looking at
Very
replacing my
rarely,
computer
though.
now.
Very rarely were
And
they
I
using
have one in
SSDs.
Very rarely, but they were still consumer.
And they were way more expensive than they are now.
Yes, I had the 60 gig. I remember. So,
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
peace.